Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nestor Can. And today we have a special guest in the studio. He goes by the name of CeeLo. What's going on, my boy?
What's going on, man? I'm good. Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure to have you, man. So, today's topic, man, we're going to talk about investing. A lot of different ways to invest. But first, you're into real estate. I've been watching you for a while, man. You're doing everything in stocks, real estate. We'll get into the portfolio investing soon, but let's talk about real estate. How did you get into that?
Well,
and how was that going for you?
Originally, I was interested in wholesaling in real estate.
Yeah.
But I never really went through with it. So I decided to get my license. So I'm a licensed realtor in New York State.
Right.
So the idea was to get into that, to make some money, and then use that money to purchase properties. But I only do that part-time. So I used to frequent biggerpockets.com.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
It's a real estate, pretty much a real estate website, and they talk about all kind of strategies about real estate. Anything you could think of. If you go on that site, you could probably find out about it.
Right.
So then I figured, I wanted to purchase my first investment property. And pretty much what I did was I got myself pre-approved. Around that time, one of my boys, he actually bought a property in Dayton, Ohio. That's where my property is right now.
Wow.
So I asked him about, the realtor. He gave me her contact. I contacted her, gave him my criteria. I was already pre-approved, so the next step was to find a property that fit my criteria and fit my budget and everything. And basically, after that, I just put in an offer.
Yeah.
Offer got accepted. It was a couple of little back and forth with other properties that didn't really work out. But ultimately, I put in the offer and the property I really wanted, and I was able to purchase it.
Yeah. Are you into like fixing and flipping? The fix and flip?
Nah.
Or you just buying property for people or things like that?
Just buy and hold.
Just buy and hold?
I think fix and flipping takes a lot of work and demands a lot of your time. Whereas the way I did it, you just buy and hold. I don't self-manage the property. Right now, I have a property manager who manages it for me. So I don't have to deal with the day-to-day, issues with the tenant if there's any, or
right.
The property manager, they take care of it. And if there's any major issues, they always reach out to me, let me know what's going on.
For the people watching, let them know why it's important to invest in real estate. Because, a lot of people think it's a headache. Some people, I've heard a couple of people say it's not really that important. They think that you can invest your money other places. Let people know why it's important. Why do you think it's important to invest in real estate?
Well, for me, I'm also focused on cash flow.
Cash flow, right.
So my reasoning for buying a property all the way out there is I can get it cheaper than if I were to buy it here in New York.
Right.
New York City, properties are damn near $500,000.
Yeah.
So with that, you would need a bigger down payment. But I would say the reason why people should invest is you want to build wealth for yourself. Not only for yourself, you have something to pass along to your children if you have any. You can't really pass along a job.
Yeah, correct.
They tell us, work 20, 30, 40 years. I know people in the airline industry working there for 40 years.
Yeah.
I don't know what their situation is.
Right.
But after they leave that job, you can't pass that job down to your child.
Right.
So I think real estate is one of those investment vehicles where after you retire, you out of the game, and let's say you pass, you can pass on, your assets to your children.
Yeah.
They could use those assets to enrich themselves.
Right.
And then pass it down to their children.
Yeah, it can keep passing on generation after generation.
And basically generational wealth.
Right.
A lot of people in this country speak about, the wealth gap between blacks and whites.
Yeah.
There's a reason why there's a wealth gap. Outside of the racism is the fact that a lot of us don't have generational wealth within our families. So if someone in your family who making a lot of money is not investing that money, when they die and pass on, there's no money being, there's no money being trickled down into that family. There's no assets, flowing through the family. So if you're not doing that, we're always going to be a step behind financially or economically as a group.
Right.
So I think, investing is serious. A lot of people don't take it serious, but it's something everyone should do.
Right. That's why you see with the Jews, they're building up all these houses and stuff, and they're basically passing it on to their kids. Even you go into their neighborhoods, they have like the supermarkets, and some of the kids are working in the supermarket from when they're small, as stocking the shelves, the cashiers, and all that kind of stuff. So basically, when the parents get old and pass on, now the kids, and of course they're older now, they're not doing that kind of stuff. They're actually owning the property, owning the supermarket, and then have their kids start off how they started off as well.
Yeah, it's the same thing in the Asian community.
Asian community, well, yeah.
You see it too. We all love going to the Chinese store,
stores.
whatever. Getting whatever we want out of there. But majority of times when you go there, somebody in that family owns that business, or possibly owns the real estate that business is operating out of.
Right.
And what they do, they bring the whole family. Hey, you guys come work here.
Yeah.
And they work there for years. They probably go to school or other things outside of that.
Yeah.
And then when they become of age, they pass that business on to their child.
Yeah.
That's an asset.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. So that's something we have to work on, as far as our people. Let's talk about portfolio income. See you investing in stocks. How is that going?
It's going good.
The market is kind of up and down right now?
Yeah, the market is up and down. In March, I took a beating. I invest, or I would say trade in the market in two different ways.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to get to that soon, but
I have a long-term portfolio. Is mostly filled with ETFs.
Okay.
So those are like VOO.
Yeah, the Vanguards.
Yeah. So I use those more so to generate dividends.
Right.
So I just buy into those, and I don't really do any active trading with it. But then my trading side, I trade options.
Yeah.
So basically what I do is, when I first got into options, I must have lost around like $4,000.
I always hear that story when people talk about options and trading. They say you lose a lot first, and then once you catch it, you get a hang of it, you start to realize.
I was trying to be a day trader, buying Facebook SPY, QQQ.
Wow.
And some trades worked out, but most of them did not. So I ended up losing a lot of money. But then I joined a Discord group, and they were, primarily focused on trading options. So, I was in there, I took some of their trades or whatever. They do call outs. But what really had my mindset change with options was, I took a course. The course must have cost me around $550.
Wow. Okay.
It was a two-part course. It was a beginner course, and then an intermediate course. And the dude would be with us for like 3 hours, 5 days a week. And he's going through strategies and different ways to trade the market, but also like market psychology and understanding how the market moves. So when I took the intermediate course, he spoke about a option strategy called the wheel.
Okay.
So basically what it is you selling a cash secured put, and if at expiration the price of the stock is below your strike price,
right,
you will get assigned the stock, and it's usually 100 shares of that stock. So let's say, for example, Apple was trading at $100. If at expiration you had sold if you had sold a put for $90, let's say for example, and at expiration the stock dropped and it hit your strike price, or it was below $90, you would be assigned 100 shares. So you'll end up being assigned, you end up paying like $9,000 for it. So once you're assigned, you turn around and now you sell covered calls on it. And covered calls is the opposite. let's say Apple is at 100 and you sell a covered call at, let's say, 110.
Mm-hmm.
If at expiration, the price of the stock goes past your strike, you're forced to sell your 100 shares at 110. Let's say Apple at expiration went up to 130.
Right.
You have that agreement of the 110 strike. Now, once it passed that, you can't sell Apple at 130. So it has pros and cons. The cons of selling cash secure puts is if at expiration the price of the stock drops too far down below your strike,
Mm-hmm.
you end up being assigned, but you end up being assigned at a loss. It's sort of like buying Apple at $100,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, Apple dropped down to 60. You had that agreement that on your contract of $100, now it dropped down to 60. You're going to be assigned at $100. So it's the equivalent of buying Apple at $100, and the stock just tanking on you. But the plus about it is you collect premium.
Mm-hmm.
You basically get a credit for every put option you sell or every call option you sell. So mostly what I do is I sell cash secure puts.
Cash secure puts.
Yeah.
And what's this course that you took? Did it help you? Has it helped you a lot?
Oh yeah, I made back my investment that I put into the course.
Oh, okay.
The course is it's a guy on Instagram called Everyday Growth Advisors, and I took his course, and to me his course was very good. I learned a lot about options after losing $4,000.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you about these different styles of trading, and I want your opinion on these. We got Forex.
Mm-hmm.
We have crypto, which is like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Of course, options, day trading, swing, and margin trading.
Forex, I don't mess with Forex.
No mix of Forex. It's pretty big right now. A lot of people are pretty high on Forex. It's like the currency trading, right?
Yeah. The thing with Forex, I looked into it. At the time I didn't really understand it because I wasn't really in the whole trading world. Maybe I might understand it now if I really look into it, but
Right.
I don't do it. There's a lot of people who are in these multi-level marketing companies,
right?
That are based around Forex. So for me, I'll be real skeptical, getting involved with anybody who's claims to be in Forex right now. If you're gonna do Forex, learn it on your own.
Right. Crypto, which Bitcoin.
Crypto, I like crypto. I think there's a lot of growth in crypto. I actually trade Mara a lot. That's a Bitcoin mining company.
Yeah.
I trade them a lot. They make me decent money.
Wow. I never heard about it. What is it called?
Mara. M-A-R-A.
Because I've been hearing about like Dogecoin and Thermo.
Well, the thing is, Mara is not even a coin.
It's not a coin.
It's a Bitcoin company that does mining. So basically, they produce the Bitcoin.
Okay, got you.
So if you're not too familiar with crypto, but you trade, let's say, options or stocks,
yeah,
and you want to get some exposure to Bitcoin,
right?
Mara is a company you could get involved with. Riot is another company that I've traded before.
Got you.
But those are very volatile because they sort of move with Bitcoin.
Yeah. Day trading.
Day trading. I tried it. It's not really my style.
Not really your style.
I mean, it depends on your mood. If you're into like getting in and out of a million different things throughout the day, and you have time to sit down and like really look at the screen all day.
Yeah.
But I really don't, have time for that.
Swing trade.
Swing trade is I like swing trade. Yeah, it's more relaxed. You could take your time and do research. You don't have to worry about I need to jump into this play right now. I need to jump into that play right now. It's slow and methodical.
Right. And margin trading.
Oh, I don't mess with margin trading at all. From things I've heard, it could be very risky. I don't know much about it, so I don't really, I just trade with whatever cash I have in my trading account. That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
What broker do you use? Fidelity, Ameritrade.
For my long-term stuff, I use Fidelity. Last year, I was with Robinhood,
That's what I was gonna ask you about.
and I think somewhere in March, I forgot what trading day it was, but it was supposedly one of the biggest trading days last year in March.
You mean when the market crashed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
like the 23rd or something like that.
And everybody that was on Robinhood couldn't trade. Robinhood was like literally shut down for 2 days. So I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not messing with Robinhood. So I signed up with
Webull, right?
and that's the brokerage I use for my trading account.
Okay. Getting back to Robinhood, what do you think? You think it took a hit? Not only because of that, but now it's been like it's been tied to like the millennial traders, kind of like, so people don't take it seriously. Like, oh, if you hear that someone is investing, and then you ask them what do they trade or which brokerage they use, and they say, well, I use Robinhood, and people look at them like, oh, these are new cats. They're inexperienced. Why do you think Robinhood is being looked at that right now? You think it's because the millennials are trading on Robinhood a lot? So, because before the whole pandemic, a lot of people weren't investing like as how they're investing now.
Yeah.
And Robinhood, we heard about Robinhood, but not a lot of people were on Robinhood. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thought is Robinhood makes it easy for
it's user friendly.
Somebody with no knowledge of the market could literally go on Robinhood and start trading or investing.
Yeah.
Robinhood makes it's so easy to like just get on Robinhood. The thing with Robinhood is it doesn't really have it doesn't have a lot of information. It doesn't bombard you with a lot of information compared to like the traditional brokerages. You go on those brokerages and it's very detailed. There's so much information on there for somebody who is new to trading.
Yeah.
Robinhood is always the easiest route to go. Because, like I said, I had a Robinhood account. Back then I wasn't really into trading, so I went on Robinhood, and it was pretty simple.
Right.
You buy, sell. Hopefully you win. Sometimes you lose. So that's my thoughts on it. It's not really. People sort of look down on it because it lacks a lot of information. It doesn't provide you certain information that you might need to make an educated guess on whatever stocks you're trading at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So it also have this stigma of it being like a video game, so to speak. So people who are very more advanced with trading or investing, they will like frown on it.
Frowning. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
More advanced traders kind of frown on like the the Robinhood thing. So.
Yeah.
But they were the first ones, if I can recall. I don't know. Maybe mistake me if I'm wrong. See, we used to trade with Fidelity back in this. Every trade was like $4.95 some commission.
Yeah.
And Robinhood was the first one that wanted to stop that to do it. They tried to kind of change the game a little bit. Everyone was upset at them, right?
They did free commission.
The free commission.
So now they had a rush of a lot of retail traders like all of us.
Yeah.
And it was like, really? I don't have to pay $4.95 to make a trade? Okay. So that was big for them, and in my opinion, that was a smart business move.
Yeah.
Because you wanted that untapped market.
Right.
A lot of these traditional brokers, they weren't really, in my opinion, for the everyday retail, investor or trader.
Right.
Robinhood just came on the scene and was like, hey, look, I have something for you guys. It's real simple, easy to use, and I'm not going to charge you to use it.
Yeah.
So, that's what really put Robinhood on the map. And then afterwards, every other brokerage started following that same model. Like, okay, no commission brokerage. So now the whole industry is, you could literally sign up on certain brokerages and you don't have to worry about paying a commission.
Yeah, and some of them give you a free stock when you sign up, right? Is that like Webull?
Yeah, Webull does that.
They give you a free stock.
I think Robinhood still does it. I'm not sure about the other brokerages because I never really used them. I know Fidelity, they probably don't give you free stocks.
They don't give you free stock. Like I asked you earlier, but what do you think? Why do you think the market hasn't rebounded yet? What do you think has been down for a while?
COVID, yeah.
Because normally it's down and then it rebounds like after a couple of days or a week or so. It's been like.
Yeah, I think it's the whole thing with COVID going on because it took a major hit back in 2020.
Yeah.
But now the market is, in my opinion, sort of iffy with this whole COVID thing going on. Because put it this way. If there's news in the next month or two that, oh yeah, we finally beat COVID, I think the market will roar.
It's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Investors gonna feel more confident coming out there and putting their money back into the market.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, tomorrow, you could hear about a new variant that's knocking out all these vaccines that's out right
That's
now.
out, yeah.
So I think that's more so that investors are, kind of iffy about what's going on.
Yeah. Did you get into when the whole when these stocks went up? Did you get into the whole AMC or these other?
I actually trade AMC.
Oh yeah. How about the GameStop and those guys? Did you make any money off of those? Were you in it?
GameStop, I didn't really get into GameStop. I did buy some puts on it, but
Yeah.
I didn't really, get into it that much. AMC, I've been trading that off and on. Right now, I usually do cash secured puts on that one.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cheap stock to do it. When I last checked, it was trading around $9 and change.
Yeah.
So if you were to trade it, you would just need about $9 and change times 100. You know, and you're in the trade.
Yeah. What are some stocks right now that you would suggest? If someone came to you and say, "Hey, I want to invest right now."
Well, as far as investing, I would always say don't ever go off of other people's opinions about a particular stock, because I can name 100 different stocks.
Different stocks, yeah.
And all of them could be garbage stocks, and you went and spent your money on it.
Yeah.
I would say for people who's now getting into investing,
just getting into it, right?
Trade things you know. Like,
that's what Warren Buffett said. Trade what you know.
Trade what you know.
Right.
Trade companies that you use. Like if you're a T-Mobile subscriber, trade T-Mobile, or invest in T-Mobile. AT&T, invest in that. If you like going to CVS or Target, invest in those companies.
Yeah.
Because you're a consumer of their product.
Right.
Why not make money back from them?
Right.
That's the way I look at it. For me, I mostly trade PLTR, Fuel Cell, Mara, trade AMC. Yeah. But that's for me. I wouldn't tell people off the back, oh yeah, go trade these stocks.
Yeah. Because most of the times people, when they're just first starting off, people say, yeah, get into Tesla, get into Apple, the hot stocks.
Yeah.
So, people, go and invest in what's hot at the moment.
And when they invest in the hot stuff and it doesn't go your way, then you're like, damn, I spent all this money on XYZ stock. No, trade what you know. Any brands or services that you use, Starbucks, if you like going to, I know a lot of people, they love Starbucks. They love Starbucks coffee, whatever Starbucks have, they go in there and they buy it.
Yeah.
Buy their stocks as well.
Buy their stocks, yeah.
That's just my philosophy on, investing. Yeah. Invest in what you know.
What you know.
Invest in whatever products or services you use.
Right. I agree. Last but not least, before we go, let people know how they can get in contact with you, just in case they want to hit you up, follow you, ask you more advice, all that good stuff. So social media, website, telephone number, email, I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, you can find me on Instagram. I'm mostly on Instagram, CeeLo360, CEELO360. That's where you can find me. I'm also a part of a trading group on Discord, where we mostly do the cash secured put and covered call strategies. Those are income generating strategies. The name of the Discord is called Theta Pros, THETAPROS.
Okay.
And usually I'm in there calling out some plays that I'm in. So, come trade with us and learn some more.
Nice. All right, my brother. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And I'll look to see you on the show again in the future.
Definitely.
All right, this wraps up another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Ken. Take care and God bless.